What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be continuing my offseason rebuild series where I go through every team in order of their draft picks. The Carolina Panthers have pick number 9, so today we're going to be doing them. They decided to hire Frank Reich as their head coach, so I had to create him over here on Madden. As you can see, his last name is misspelled. It's on purpose because whenever I try to spell it the right way, it said that Madden regulations wouldn't allow it because it was offensive for whatever reason. So I decided to leave the H off of it. That's why you see it spelled like that. I went ahead and I switched the offensive playbook to the Indianapolis Colts since that's officially Frank Reich's offensive playbook. It's a West Coast zone run, so I switched to West Coast zone run scheme on offense. It's 80% right now. Defensively, they hired Ejiro Evero as their defensive coordinator. He was the Denver Broncos defensive coordinator this past season in real life. So we're going to switch to the Denver Broncos defensive playbook. It's a base 3-4. The Panthers are running a 4-3 defense, so they're going to be switching to a 3-4 this season. And I went ahead and I made the move on that. So we're going to be looking for players to fit that 3-4 defensive scheme. Let's check out the real life season stats for the Panthers. They had the 29th ranked offense. Not good. Defensively 22nd, a little bit better, but still not the best. Sam Darnold threw for 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 58% completion with the 92 rating. PJ Walker, 731 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 59% completion with the 77 rating. Definitely going to be looking for a quarterback ASAP. Donta Foreman led the team in rushing yards after they traded Christian McCaffrey away. He had 203 carries, 900 yards, 4.5 per carry with 5 touchdowns. He actually had a really great season. And Chuba Hubbard, 95 carries, 466 yards, 4.9 per carry with 2 touchdowns. So I think the running backs are actually looking pretty good. They were a little bit underrated here at Madden. Receiving wise, DJ Moore had the most receiving yards, 888 yards on 63 catches for 7 touchdowns. And then nobody else on the team had over 28 catches. That's freaking crazy. Terrace Marshall, 490 yards, 1 touchdown. Shi Smith, or She Smith, I'm not sure how you say his name. I think it's Shi. 296 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chenault, 272 yards, 1 touchdown. Ian Thomas at tight end, 21 catches, 197 yards, no touchdowns. Tommy Tremble, 19 catches, 174 yards, 3 touchdowns, other tight end. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 135. Frankie Luvu had 111. Tackles for loss, Frankie Luvu had 20. Sacks, Brian Burns had 12.5. Frankie Luvu had 7. Marquise Haynes Jr. had 5. Gross Matos had 2.5. Interceptions, J.C. Horn had 3. C.J. Henderson had 2 along with Dante Jackson. And then Frankie Luvu had 1 along with Derek Brown, the defensive tackle. 320-pounder out here getting interceptions. And then Bravion Roy, 331-pound defensive tackle, getting an interception. We had 4 guys retire from the Panthers. Cornerback Josh Norman retired after 11 years. Cornerback TJ Carey retires after 9 years. Wide receiver Andre Roberts retires after 13 years. And tight end Jay Jansen retires after 16 years. We have $63 million in cap space available. Kicker Eddie Pinheiro is 27 years old, 79 overall with Star Dev. I'm going to try to bring him back. He has like 0 interest, but I'm going to offer him a 3-year deal. He's coming back. And then we got Donta Foreman. He just had his breakout season. Everything that I'm seeing is saying that the Panthers are probably going to end up signing him back. I don't know for sure, but I think just for the sake of it, we're going to go ahead and do it. 27 years old, 76 overall, normal div. Like I said, I think he's a little bit underrated. He just had a pretty good breakout season after they traded McCaffrey away. Doesn't have a ton of interest. Guess I'll offer him a 4-year deal and see what he says. He's coming back. Defensive end, Matthew Ioannidis is 29 years old, 74 overall. He's a scheme fit, normal div. I think I'm going to end up just moving on from him and trying to upgrade him. And then that's probably going to be the same thing for everyone else that we have on the team over here. Sam Darnold, we're going to be moving on from him for sure. Going to try to get us a new quarterback. All these other players, they all have normal div. They're all 28 or older. Not interested in bringing any of them back. We got Michael Jordan over here on the team, the GOAT, greatest of all time. That's going to be it. Looking at the team salaries to see if there's anywhere that we can free up some cap space. Pat Efline at center. He's 29 years old. He's down to 68 overall on the last year of a 3-year deal. Gonna save $4.75 million by releasing him, so I'm definitely about to do that. Nope, I cannot because he's injured for 21 weeks. Well, never mind then. Only other person that I want to release is going to be middle linebacker Damian Wilson, 30 years old. He's down to a 72 overall. He's on the last year of a 2-year deal. Going to save $3.6 million. It's not a ton, but I just want him off the team because he's not going to be getting any playing time at all. And he's not injured, so I can actually release him. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. We definitely need to get a quarterback. We're going to go with Foreman and Hubbard at our running back spots. DJ Moore is going to be our number 1 receiver. We also have Chenault as our number 2 receiver. We could use a 3rd receiver. Offensive line is actually looking pretty decent. Do need to do something about center here. At tight end, we could go with Thomas and Trimble, but we could also try to upgrade that position. Defensively, we switched to a 3-4 because I saw that they're actually going to be switching to a 3-4 in real life. Move Burns to outside linebacker along with Gross Matos, and I moved Thompson and Lubu to middle linebackers because that's going to be their true positions. Still got Xavier Woods and Jeremy Chin as our safeties. We got Derek Brown at defensive tackle, and then we need 2 defensive ends in a 3-4 defense, so some bigger guys. At cornerback, we have J.C. Horn, we have C.J. Henderson, and we also have Dante Jackson. He's out for 26 weeks with injury, so I guess technically we could be okay with those 3 cornerbacks. Mainly going to be focusing on defensive ends here. Maybe even try to upgrade this pass rush and outside linebacker spot. Looking at the available free agent quarterbacks, we got Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's like overpowered in Madden, but realistically, I don't think that would be a good option. I think that probably end up drafting a quarterback, but we do need to have one at least on the team because I think at the moment we don't have any at all. I'm going to go ahead and offer Jordan Love a contract. He only wants like 3.4 million per year. That's not that bad. He can be a backup. We really need to upgrade the center position, so I'm going to offer Connor McGovern a deal. He's 77 overall, scheme fit with normal dev. He has 0 offers right now, so I'm just going to offer him. I'll just bump his offer up a little bit, but still just a 2-year deal. Looking at the defensive linemen, Javon Hargrave is definitely the best overall when it comes to defensive ends and defensive tackles for guys that are going to fit our 3-4 defensive line, which is going to be bigger guys, probably like 270 pounds or bigger. I think that I could get him and move him to defensive end. He's 83 overall star dev, 30 years old. He actually has a pretty good amount of interest in coming to the team. He does have 11 offers already though, so we're going to have to come in strong. I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal and see if that puts us at the top. So I'm happy with that. Do need another defensive end, so I think I'm going to go after Zach Allen, 77 overall, 26 years old. He's a scheme fit, normal dev. He doesn't have any interest in coming to the team, but there's no teams that are sending him an offer right now. So I'm going to offer him a 3-year deal and hope that we can get him as well. Looking at the available wide receivers, we could use a 3rd receiver, maybe even an older guy that can be like a veteran leadership role for the young receivers that we have on the team right now. None of these guys have any interest in coming to the team, and I really don't want to pay them like $15 million a year, $17 million a year. But Sterling Shepard does have a lot of interest in wanting to come to the team. He's still 80 overall. He's 30 years old. He has star dev and he's a scheme fit. No team has sent him an offer right now, so I think I might go ahead and offer him just a 1-year deal for $9.2 million and see if we can get him to come in there. I went ahead and evaluated the offers. We got Javon Hargrave, we got Zach Allen, so our defensive line is set. We also got Connor McGovern at center, so our offensive line is set. We also have targets on Sterling Shepard and Jordan Love. We ended up getting Jordan Love at quarterback, but Sterling Shepard is starting to get interest from other teams. The Jets offered him a lot of money, so we're going to end up, I don't know if we're going to offer him more money or try to find another receiver possibly. I'm going to look around. I withdrew the offer that we submitted to Sterling Shepard, and instead I think I'm going to go after Paris Campbell. He's a 77 overall, 26 years old, so he's younger. He's a scheme fit. He has normal dev. He has no interest in coming to the team, but nobody else has sent him an offer yet. I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal since nobody else has sent him any offers. And we do end up getting Paris Campbell, so this is what our entire free agent draft class is looking like. We got Javon Hargrave at defensive tackle, 83 overall. I'm going to move him to defensive end to fit our 3-4 scheme. Zach Allen's going to be our other 3-4 defensive end, 77 overall. Paris Campbell's going to be our 3rd receiver, 77 overall. Connor McGovern at center, 77 overall. And then Jordan Love is going to be our backup quarterback. He might even be a starter, but most likely a backup to whatever quarterback that we draft. He's a 66 overall. We had the 5th-year option available here for defensive tackle Derek Brown. I'm definitely going to do that because he's one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, and he fits our 3-4 defense just right. We have another 5th-year option available here for cornerback C.J. Henderson. I'm going to turn it down since he hasn't really developed. He's only a 74, I think, with star dev. Probably end up being able to resign him on a cheaper deal, so we're going to pass on it. Looking at all the quarterbacks that are still sitting here, we have Anthony Richardson, like I said, 3rd rounder. Tanner McKee is a 3rd rounder. Hendon Hooker, 3rd rounder. And then we have a couple of guys like Jaren Hall and Clayton Tune that are supposed to be undrafted free agents. Max Duggan down here, Stetson Bennett, undrafted free agent. So we could get us a quarterback later in the draft is what I was trying to say. I think that with this high pick, we need to get someone that we know for sure is going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and get Devin Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois, 6 foot, 180 pounds, man-to-man scheme fit. 21 years old. He's got good acceleration, great agility, good speed with decent strength. He's got hit and dead with 91 speed. Here in the second round, we have free safety Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M sitting here. I'm going to draft him. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, zone scheme fit. 21 years old. He has good acceleration, solid in agility, change of direction and jumping, good speed with solid strength. He's got hit and dead with 89 speed. Nice. We have another second round pick here. It's pick number 30, so it's almost a third rounder. I'm going to look at their quarterbacks and see who's still available. We still have Hendon Hooker sitting here. Says that he's a true day 3 talent. All the other guys are projected to be undrafted free agents. So I think I'm going to go ahead and draft Hendon Hooker. That way we make sure we get us a quarterback. He's from Tennessee. He's 6'3", 208 pounds. He's already 25 years old. Says he's a top fit for the Panthers. He's got solid acceleration, good agility, good change of direction, elite jumping with good speed, good strength, and solid throw power. He's got normal dead with 87 throw power and 83 speed. Third round, I'm going to draft this running back, Zach Evans from Ole Miss. He's 5'11", 212 pounds. He's an elusive back, scheme fit. 21 years old. He has solid acceleration, decent agility, solid change of direction, great jumping, solid speed, and solid strength. He's got normal dead with 89 speed. I'm going to draft this tight end, Sam Laporte from Iowa. He's 6'4", 249 pounds. He's a possession scheme fit. 22 years old. He's solid acceleration, solid agility, decent change of direction, great jumping, good speed, and great strength. He's got normal dead with 82 speed. Another fourth round pick here. I'm going to draft this left tackle, Blake Freeland from BYU. He's 6'7", 312 pounds. He's an agile scheme fit. If he's good enough, he might be able to start first at left guard. 21 years old, good acceleration, great agility, great change of direction, good jumping, good speed, and solid strength. So he looks like a really great athlete. He's got normal dead with 86 strength. The fifth round, this is going to be the last pick that we have in the whole draft. I'm going to draft this outside linebacker, Nick Hampton from Appalachian State. He's 6'2", 236 pounds. He's a speed rush and scheme fit. 22 years old. He has great acceleration, good agility, great change of direction, great jumping with elite speed. Normal dead with 88 speed. Looking at the draft recap, we drafted Devin Witherspoon, the cornerback, in the first round. He's a 76 overall, so he's probably going to be one of our starters right away. We also drafted free safety Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M in the second round. He's a 73 overall. He can be a backup to Xavier Woods until Xavier Woods' contract runs out and he can become the starter, or maybe he'll outplay him in training camp and become the starter. We also drafted Hendon Hooker in the second round with the number 30 pick. I think that these two picks are the ones that they got from the 49ers for trading Christian McCaffrey. Hendon Hooker is a 67 overall, probably going to be our starter right away. Zach Evans at running back in the third round is a 71 overall. Sam Laporte, tight end, 67 overall. Blake Freeland, left tackle, was a 66 overall. And then outside linebacker Nick Hampton in the fifth round was a 65 overall. This is what the starting lineup is going to look like. We got Hendon Hooker at quarterback. He's a 67 overall. I'm going to go ahead and start him over Jordan Love. We got Dante Foreman at running back, 77 overall, along with Chuba Hubbard. We also drafted Zach Evans, but he's only a 71 overall. We got DJ Moore as wide receiver 1, 86 overall, superstar dev. Laviska Shenault is a 75 overall. Star dev is going to be in the slot. Campbell's a 77 overall, normal dev. We got Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble at tight end. I'm probably just going to keep Thomas as a starter. Martin at right tackle is 84 star dev. Corbett's 81 star dev at right guard. At center, McGovern is a 77 overall, normal dev. We brought him in free agency. Christensen at left guard is a 73 overall, normal dev. And then Ikwanu at left tackle is a 77 overall, superstar dev. Defensively, we have Derek Brown at defensive tackle, 85 overall star dev. Brought in Hargrave and moved him to defensive end, 81 overall star dev. We also brought in Zach Allen at defensive end, 77 overall, normal dev. We got JC Horn coming into his second season, 80 overall star dev as our cornerback 1. We got CJ Henderson, 74 overall star dev. He's our cornerback 3 for now because Dante Jackson is injured still. He has 6 more weeks. And then we also drafted Witherspoon. He's a 76 overall hidden dev cornerback 2. Jeremy Chin, 82 overall star dev at strong safety. Brian Burns, 88 overall X Factor pass rushing outside linebacker. We got Shaq Thompson, 83 overall star dev at middle linebacker, along with Luvu, 79 overall. Gross Matos, 72 overall star dev as our other pass rushing outside linebacker. And Xavier Woods is a 78 overall normal dev. And we drafted Johnson, the other safety, 73 overall hidden dev. Just a quick side note, we do still have Matt Corral on the team. He's 24 years old, but he's only a 62 overall, so I don't think that realistically he would be a good starter, at least not in Madden anyways. In real life, obviously it could be a different story, but I think that we have 3 pretty decent quarterbacks here to battle it out. We're at the 5th week of the season. We have some trade offers here for CJ Henderson, the cornerback. The Patriots are willing to give us running back Ramondre. Just looking at the season stats for Ramondre Stevenson and also Donta Foreman that we re-signed. Foreman's not having a great season. They both have about the same carries, but Stevenson's averaging almost a whole yard more per carry. Hubbard's only averaging 3.3, so that's the reason why I decided to make that trade. We're having us a quarterback battle going on here. I had Hendon as a starter for the first 4 games of the season, and he went 1-3, threw 900 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 55% completion with a 70 rating, so not looking good. I'll let Jordan Love start this most recent game, so only 1 game. He threw 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 73% completion with a 138 rating. So Jordan Love is officially taken over as a starter. He beat out Hendon and hopefully gets us back on a winning streak. And just like that, Jordan Love is coming off of a stellar game. He is in the process of taking the next step. He's got the chance to jump up to star dev. The game that Jordan Love had to try to get that breakout dev trait was going to be on Monday night against the Packers, and we ended up beating them 35-21 on the main stage. Man, this is crazy. Jordan Love had 132 passer rating, wow, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Outdueled Aaron Rodgers, had a 101 rating, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Still a good performance by him, but Jordan Love proves the Packers wrong. He says, y'all should have kept me, traded Rodgers away. I could have been the next face of the franchise, but instead, I'm the face of the franchise for the Panthers now. Now we're going to discuss the results of the quarterback breakout opportunity for Jordan Love. Coach, another big performance by Jordan Love, and you have to be excited about the direction he seems to be headed. Absolutely, he's proven each week that we can put more weight on his shoulders and proving that we can count on him to be great for us week in and week out. Boom, dev trade upgrade. Jordan Love has star dev trade. The midseason point, we're sitting at 3-4. Not off to the best start, but we have our quarterback battle going on, and some other players are figuring out who's going to be starters at their positions. The Saints are 6-1, leading the division. The Falcons are 4-3. Buccaneers are 2-5. I want to go look at the depth chart real quick, because we're going to make a couple of changes. There's already some that have been made. So at the tight end position, Tommy Tremble has developed over top of Ian Thomas. So Tommy Tremble is going to be our starting tight end now. He's up to a 73 overall. Apparently we have an injury here on the offensive line, so we have a 57 overall guy starting. That's not good at all. We got Stevenson as our number 1 running back. Defensively, I think that Xavier Woods is going to end up losing his starting job to Johnson. Johnson's already up to a 74. He's really young. He has hidden dev. Xavier Woods is like 28 or 29 years old, and he has a negative morale going on right now. So we're going to go ahead and make Johnson the starter over Woods and let him have the chance for the rest of the season to see how he does. Looking at players we have available to re-sign, we have $70 million in cap space. Brian Burns is 25 years old. He's an 89 overall X Factor. He has 0 interest in returning to the team, but we definitely want him to come back to the team. To offer him a 7-year deal. He said he could find a better team in free agency that will match this current offer. This guy. Alright. Shaq Thompson, probably going to be a good thing to try to bring him back. He's still 29 years old. He's actually holding his overall pretty well. 83 overall star dev. He wants a 4-year deal. I'm going to offer it to him. He's coming back. We got $38 million left. We got Jeremy Chin here. Definitely want to try to bring him back also. He has like 0 interest, but I'm going to offer him a 5-year deal. He's coming back. See, we're down to $31 million. Frankie Luvu at middle linebacker. I do want to try to bring him back as well. 26 years old. I want to offer him a 3-year deal and see what it's looking like. He wants more. It was worth a try, man. Chenault at wide receiver, 24 years old, 75 overall, scheme fit, star dev. Doesn't really want very much at all. I'll offer him a 3-year deal. He's coming back. He's going to want to be here to see Jordan Love develop. Zane Gonzalez at kicker, probably hold off on him. Defensive end Zach Allen ended up getting a complete MCL tear. He's out for 29 weeks. So I'm going to be placing him on injured reserve and going to look in free agency to see if we can find someone to take his spot for the rest of the season. I'm going to sign Shy Tuttle, a defensive tackle, because he's a run stopper. He's 6'3", 300 pounds. He's only 71 overall, but there's slim pickings here in this free agency. So I'm going to sign him and move him to defensive end. We had an NFC Offensive Player of the Week, Ramondre Stevenson, the running back we traded for from the Patriots, had 20 carries, 111 yards, 5.6 per carry with 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had 3 catches for 33 yards. End of the regular season, we finished 11-6. We made it to the playoffs. We finished second in the division to the 12-5 Saints. The Falcons went 9-8, and the Buccaneers went 4-13. Check out the season stats. We're the 21st ranked offense. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Number 1 ranked defense. What the heck? Was not expecting that. Jordan Love threw for 3,200 yards, 23 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 64% completion with a 97 rating. Solid season from him. Definitely way better than Hendon Hooker. 923 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Only a 56% completion with a 72 rating. So that was pretty terrible play we got from him. For Ramondre Stevenson in the middle of the season, I think it was like the 4th or 5th week, he had 272 carries, 1,100 yards, 4.2 per carry with 9 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard, 116 carries, 377 yards, only 3.3 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Foreman, 240 yards, 3.3 per carry with 2 touchdowns. So I think that we did a good thing trading for Stevenson. DJ Moore led the team in receiving yards with 1,173. He also had 6 touchdowns. Paris Campbell had 80 catches, 964 yards, 2 touchdowns. Terrace Marshall, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tommy Tremble at tight end, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Laviska Shenault had 358 yards and 5 touchdowns. Ian Thomas, other tight end, 25 catches, 198 yards, 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 119. Frankie Louvu had 87. Derek Brown led the team in tackles for loss with 14. Hargrave had 13. Sacks, Derek Brown, the big 320-pound D-tackle, had the most with 6.5. Brian Burns only had 5 for some reason. Hargrave had 4. Gross Matos had 3.5. Interceptions, Shaq Thompson led the team with 4. Dante Jackson had 3 along with J.C. Horn. Frankie Louvu had 2. Jeremy Chin had 2. And cornerback, the rookie Devin Witherspoon, had 2. Xavier Woods had 1. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Green Bay Packers in the wild card round, so Jordan Love is going to get another opportunity to get revenge. We already beat him once, so he's looking to do it again. We got the 49ers against the Cardinals, we got the Eagles against the Giants, and then the New Orleans Saints had a first round bye week. Playing in Green Bay in this wild card round. First quarter, nobody's scoring so far. Green Bay finally scores. They're up 7-0 in the second. We're losing 14-0 here. Now 21-0. Not looking good. Now we finally scored a touchdown, but we're losing 28-7 in the fourth quarter. Now 31-13 in the fourth. Now 34-13. Looks like we're gonna lose. Because Aaron Rodgers got mad about that. So we got knocked out of the playoffs. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers outdueled Jordan Love for sure. Rodgers had a 116 rating, 276 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jordan Love, 75 rating, 303 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. They both got sacked 1 time. Checking out the rushing yards, Aaron Jones had 89 yards. Ramondre Stevenson was just ineffective. He had 12 carries for 28 yards, only 2.3 per carry. That's terrible. Chenault had a game though, 4 catches, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. Paris Campbell, 7 for 91. Romeo Doubs had 5 for 58 and 2 touchdowns for the Packers. Beat the Packers in the Super Bowl 34-20 to win their first ever Super Bowl. Cornerback Tre'Davious White won Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts won MVP of the regular season with the Eagles. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Devontae Smith won Offensive Player of the Year with the Eagles. Max Crosby won Defensive Player of the Year with the Raiders. Quarterback Will Levis won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Buccaneers. And cornerback Christian Gonzalez won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Lions. This is what the final team looks like. I didn't know that Jordan Love was going to come in here and do some Debo type stuff to Hendon Hooker and say, that's my bike, punk, and take over as a starting quarterback. But he developed nicely. He proved that he was the starting quarterback. Hooker's down to 65 overall. Jordan Love's up to a 73 overall after he started out, I think, as like a 66 overall. I think Hooker started out as a 66, or maybe they both had 67, I don't remember exactly. Stevenson's up to 83, he actually did pretty good for us. DJ Moore had a great season. Offensive line did good. Tommy Tremble took over as the starter at tight end. Defensively, Johnson started over Woods. He ended up taking his job in the middle of the season. Brian Burns didn't have a great season for whatever reason, but Derek Brown actually led the team in sacks as a defensive tackle. That was crazy. Witherspoon has star dev. He's a 79 overall. I think overall this offseason rebuild was a victory. Definitely wasn't expecting us to go to the playoffs, but Jordan Love pretty much took us there. So that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.